Knee flexion isometrics, and this is for both the push and the pull variation of these, where we're targeting different types of the thigh, different parts of the leg in general. When we're doing these, we can do these at different variations and different positions. I'm going to show the most basic version and then progress to the more advanced versions, okay? So from here, the first thing we could do, let's say we're doing a pull for a knee flexion isometric. So maybe the sheet says 3 reps or 3 sets of 20-second pulls, okay? What I'm going to do is essentially put my foot out at a certain angle. I'm going to keep it there the whole time unless the sheet has instructed me otherwise. And all I'm going to do from this position is try to pull the heel down towards the ground as best you can. So I'm going to contract everything on the back side of my leg here, all stuff in my hamstring, to try to pull that heel in towards the bench. So as I get better and better, I'm going to be able to contract more and more of this. Again, hopefully no pain in the knee, hopefully no pain in the hamstring when I'm doing that. That's the pull variation. The push, you usually have to have something to drive against. You can simply do the same motion that you just did, just the opposite direction. So the pull is me pulling my heel down and back towards myself into the ground. My push would then be trying to push my leg or push my foot into the ground, and then also contracting this stuff up here, squeezing as best as we can, while at the same time push my foot in the ground, trying to get as much contraction out of this quad as possible. You can also have, an implement here to prevent that motion from happening. So I can put my foot underneath the heavy dumbbell and push out against that. Sometimes it doesn't work too well if you have, direct contact with that metal with the top of your foot. But either way, the whole goal is, can I contract the top of my thigh to get a little bit of sensation here in my quad, start building that process of more muscle and more connection with the thigh. I can obviously take this down to the ground as well. If I sit down and do the same thing, I can do it here at different angles. So flexing up, the more you pull inward, the harder it gets. Usually the easier spots are in this mid-range right here. You can also get all the way extended outward, so I can do a pull down at this position here, which is decently tough. I can also do a push here, but usually I like to have the opposite foot kind of sitting on top to try to contract that quad as best you can. So right now I'm trying to push my left foot into my right ankle as best I can, and then relaxing. So each position I can do a certain number of reps, but for whatever your goal is, stay as specific as possible to what the sheet says. So if it says, hey, 3 by 20 at 90 degrees, just stay at 90 degrees here. If you feel like, hey, I can get a little bit more, then communicate that and we'll try to progress the next time. Same concept with the pushes as with the pulls. We're trying to adjust knee position to get some stuff above and below the joint as strong as possible, starting with the safest type of contraction possible.